Welcome to Psychic Evolution with evidential psychic medium Jamie Clark and spiritual coach and healer Maggie Clark.
And welcome back to another episode of Psychic Evolution. I'm Jamie Clark.
And I'm Maggie Clark, and this is the podcast where you discover the psychic potential within to empower yourself and manifest your psychic and mediumship gifts. And today, okay guys, here it is. This is our last episode of season 6. So we saved a really good one for the last episode, third eye opening. Now, this episode is completely spawned by many people asking us to say, how do I open my third eye? Yet we received this amazing email from one of our podcast listeners. So we want to give a shout out right now to Carla from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And this is just such an amazing question. So I'm going to go ahead and read what's happening with Carla, how she is actively opening up her third eye and other people's third eyes as well, using this gift that she has discovered within herself. So we're so super happy for Carla. Congratulations on this next phase of your psychic evolution, because this is what we love to hear about at Psychic Evolution, is that you are working with your own natural gifts and they're coming to you and you're helping other people with them. And this makes our hearts sing. So we have a lot of big love heart for you right now, Carla. Thank you. So we're going to read this email so you understand really what she's doing and opening third eyes, and also her questions around it too. Okay, so here's the email. Hi guys, I love your podcast and the both of you are so knowledgeable. So I wanted to ask you both if you have ever encountered anyone that can open third eyes and crown chakras at will. I own a sound healing business. I was experimenting one day and I opened someone's third eye and crown chakra in about 20 minutes. If their chakras are aligned, if not, it takes about an hour. So my psychic friend said it was my gift to awaken, heal, and teach people. And I am in fact doing it because I did it intentionally to my friend and taught her how to do it to me. She said my third eye and crown are wide open. Have you ever heard of this? It's insane, and I use discretion when doing it to people. I don't feel everyone can handle it. I myself do not see a difference being all open, so I feel like I'm missing something. Anyway, I wanted to see if you have ever heard of this. Thank you both so much for your podcast and all the amazing info for your listeners. Now, in a follow-up email, because we were emailing back and forth, I wanted to let her know that we were going to use this question in this podcast. She also mentions that she has them hold 2 identical crystals and use a certain one on their forehead. And then she points different tuning forks at their crown and uses crystal pyramids also. And it opens no problem. And she just did it again for someone. So she does believe that it's a gift, and she's so happy that it's her gift. And we are super happy it's your gift too, because the more open we can be consciously right now on the planet, oh my gosh, this is where the good stuff is.
And speaking about the ability to open your third eye, I always share the fact that for many years, I would wake up, light candles, turn on the music, and do meditations for about 30 minutes, and then I was activated on third eye and complete receptivity of the information. And after many years, as I share the fact that I asked Chi, my master guide, I'm like, Chi, is there anything I can do to help me speed this up? Because I feel like I'm working from the time I get up. He said, well, yeah, Jamie, you know how when you get up, light the candles, turn on the music, do your meditations for about 30 minutes, and then you're actively and psychically on? I said, yes. He's like, okay, once you've done all of those steps, entrain how it feels to be psychically on. That's your third eye. That's the openness of the soul with safety and harmony. And so I went from 30 minutes to 30 seconds, and the same end result. It was the ability to activate my third eye and know what it feels like. So that way it wasn't guesswork. It was knowing that ability and receptivity. And once I had that, he said, okay, now once you've gone all through those steps, I want you to create in your mind a white button. And as soon as you push that white button, you're instantly on to all of those steps that brought you to the psychic Leon. I said, okay, let's do this. And so I went, as I share, from 30 minutes to 30 seconds, same end result, and just as effective. I needed to know that I could do this and activate it in my own way on autopilot so that I didn't have to feel like I was working all of the time. And Chi, my master guide, as well as other guides for ourselves, can help us to understand the abilities to work and connect with the third eye, unification, that MindSight.
And also, Carla, we're really happy that you are using discretion, knowing that not everyone is ready for your gift, and knowing that when they're ready, you're going to feel that inside, and you're going to be able to offer it to so many people, because awakening the third eye can happen in so many different ways. And you have developed and created your own way of helping to facilitate that opening. Now, the real question of this email is, you don't see a huge difference about being quote unquote all open. And what we have found in our personal developments of our third eye and our activations of our chakra systems on many different places and many different levels is that we go through cycles of being open. So what we discovered with opening the third eye is that we can open it and it can feel all open, and then we can open it more, because we can only open it as far as our energy body allows us to in any given moment of time. But remember, we are always expanding our energy fields, which means that we might be all open today, and then we might feel, I'm not so open, and then we might open up again. So there's an ebb and a flow. There's an expansion, and then also a contraction that happens within our energy fields. And this is quite natural because we're ebbing and flowing with life. And what I've discovered with all openings in certain chakras, that they might feel all open, and it's like, ooh. And the feelings we get when our third eye is all open is sometimes we have extreme clarity. We feel like our intuition is spot on. We receive messages with ease. Sometimes it strengthens or opens up channels to our spirit team, sometimes our higher self. And there's also, I've always felt a sense of calm that I always feel when my chakras are open. Just like, oh, that feels nice. So these are some of the things that we might feel when we're feeling like a chakra is open. Just the sense of, especially in the third eye, we're going to be, our intuition's going to feel on point. There'll be more clarity, more understanding. We feel tuned into the channels that we're deciding to tune into. Now, what happens when our third eye chakra doesn't feel so wide open? Sometimes we feel like there's a block, or I can't look through a doorway, or, there's another place I want to go that I don't feel I'm connected to yet. And that's what I call maybe a contraction. But what I've discovered in our energy fields is we go through these breakthroughs, and I feel like you've had a breakthrough into that third eye. Like, oh my God, it feels wide open. And I feel also your gift now is to help others break through any resistance or limitations that they currently have in that chakra, so that they can too feel this amazing feeling of being open and really tuned in. But also remember that we're always growing. Our chakras are expanding all the time. We're always going to open up to new levels of energy as we grow and expand in life. And when that happens, we'll have more growth edges to explore. And I call them growth edges because I do feel like we can continually expand our energy fields more and more. And I've discovered this through my 30 plus years of working with the chakras, is that they might feel all open, and yet here comes another expansion. And I've learned how to track my cycles of energy expansion. And it feels different for everyone, but in my specific cycle that I've been able to track is after I have this expansion, after I feel all open, then I get used to that vibrational energy, and then it feels normal. It doesn't feel all open anymore. It just feels like da-da-da every day. And then right before I get ready for another expansion, I feel that contraction. I feel like I have to push against something, or that I want to grow and expand into a new level. Sometimes that is an uncomfortable feeling depending on how I process it. Other times it's just a feeling I can take note of it. But that's right before I make a breakthrough. I always feel like, So, and then sometimes it's like, well, where did all it go? Where did that open feeling go? And it's just because we're getting used to it, and we're used to it. And then we are ready for the next expansion. It's like, okay, I feel now that contraction. I'm ready to grow and expand. So I've been able to track my expansions and growth patterns of my energetic field in my different chakras, especially my third eye has been one of them. My third eye, I did a lot of work on my third eye chakra when I was younger. I would have activations from my mentor, which were amazing. And they left me feeling like, a little bit more clear. Sometimes I didn't notice it right away. It would be like okay, now I'm feeling the effect of what he was working on in my third eye chakra, So it just depends. Everybody's different. It's just so cool, Carla, that you have found a way to assist an energy field for someone to open in the third eye and in those crown chakras. We are so excited for you. This is amazing.
And the ability to feel comfortable, to open up and know that you're safe, harmonized, and energized. And for the fact of the alignment of the chakras, I always share the fact that if you have any chakra that's feeling good and vibing nicely, entrain how that feels and put them through all of the chakras. Unification of energy vibrations. And the more that you're able to work with your third eye ability that everyone has, the more comfortable you become on a day-to-day basis. It is the ability to hold this energy. One, question everything. Two, when you can start to harmonize, when you can start to find your key of connection, it will become a little bit more easy and effective to go, beep, I already know how it feels, I'm on. And our team is very much willing to work with us in any way that's effective for us. So they will be able to work to go, oh, you got them chakras on. I'm going to show you some pictures or make you feel things or talk with you. Many different aspects, but for me, it is the unification of all of the chakras. Not only that, not only is it the 7 chakras, but the entire energy field is a chakra. Each hand and feet is a chakra energy, and more and more. But the ability to open up on a day-to-day practical sense of your spiritual abilities is huge, because we've got to do the best we can to be comfortable in any way of what we're working with, how we receive the information, and the ability to know that there is accuracy. I say you could talk all you want, but if it's not accurate, whatever. The ability to work with your comfort, your frequency, your ability to be open and harmonize these energies of the chakras will create a whole new vibration of acceptance, of allowing, of living.
If you know a sound healer like Carla, for instance, and you trust them, then you can always say, hey, can you work on opening up my third eye and my crown chakras? A lot of sound healers, this is one of the things that when they really study the sound and the vibration, and we had a sound healer on, Kirsten Karot, earlier this season. If you're interested in learning more about sound healing, I'll encourage you to go listen to that podcast episode as well. However, a lot of sound healers can work with sound vibration to help open different areas of the body. Sometimes it will be a chakra. Sometimes it's the organs connected to the chakra as well. It can also have a physical effect as much as it can an energetic effect. But we do agree with Carla. I want you all to use discernment. Really use discernment over who you're working with. I think that's a very good practice to get into, is saying, okay, do I feel aligned with this person energetically? Do I feel comfortable with this person in my energy field? Because when you're having anybody work with your energy, we want to make sure that that's comfortable, because they're going to be very close into your energy field, and we want to make sure that that's comfortable. The other place to use discernment is when you offer these types of experiences for others, like opening the chakra system. How do you want to do that? In what way? Now, remember, I'm an energy healer too, so I love playing with energy and working with energy and coming up with my own way of using my energy. I think that is so magnificent. Some of the best healing happens when you are so connected with your own way, your own artistry. I look at healing as an art, not a technique. It's an art, and we all express ourselves creatively differently. So be an artist in this process of using your energy to help others as well, and use discernment. I always, whenever I'm doing any healing energy, I always have my caveat. I send it in love for the best of all concerned, so that if this person's
me.
So that if someone that I'm working with isn't ready to have an all open third eye, if I'm intentionally saying, oh, yeah, sure, I'll open your third eye, if I'm using this caveat in love for the best of all concerned, and that person's higher self says, no, not yet. They need to learn from this vibrational field before it can expand to the next level, then I'm not imposing my energy there. I'm offering it, but their higher self is like, not yet, not yet. And I don't always hear that from their higher self, because it might just impede my process of how I'm learning about my healing skills, or what I'm doing as well as just doing one thing of opening a third eye. I might be doing some other things that can help this person heal. So always I'm sending this love, this energy and love for the best of all concerned, so that no matter what, I'm not mucking around with their soul's purpose.
And the ability to entrain how it feels when I work with other people. My energy, my chakras, the alignment of it is always shared unconditionally with others. It's a vibrational match. So if they choose to pick up on that frequency, they become more comfortable, become more activated, and more able to use this on a day-to-day basis. Because kind of like you're saying, there is the ability that these abilities are so natural, they're supernatural. And when we get more comfortable in whatever way works for us, the more open and safe we will be, and the more receptive to the information and how we receive it is huge, because we are the end result of communication. Why would you not put it in your most effective, unique way to receive and interact with this information, these channels, these frequencies?
Yes. And there's so many ways to open up the third eye as well, which we wanted to talk about in this podcast. One of those ways is through meditation. There's a lot of meditations where you're, really expanding into your intuition, expanding into the higher self. All of that energy will help open up the upper chakras, the third eye, and the crown. When you start studying the chakra system, you can work with the whole chakra system. You can work with sending energy through areas of the chakra system deliberately to help them open and expand. And we do have some beginner courses on our in our Psychic Evolution Mystery School about the chakra system, so you can start feeling the flow of energy through the chakras. And we encourage that, actually, because we are energy beings. And the more we understand our own energy and we can work with our own life force energy, the more that we can heal, the more we can expand, the more we can develop with our psychic evolution. It's amazing how this process works. And most importantly, trust your gut. Trust yourself. You be the artist. You create your way, because we love when people can just trust the impressions that they get, and they're going to receive psychic messages. They're going to be guided by their higher self and by their guides to use their hands in certain ways, to use crystals, to use sound healing, to use all these different effective tools to help facilitate a certain effect. And so this is a wonderful way. So we encourage meditation, working with your chakras and the energy of your chakras to help open that third eye and to help expand it. And then also you can put your hands on your own third eye. Yeah. And it's really easy to put your hand on the middle of your forehead and also the back of your head, to open the front and the back of those chakras, and then just feel the energy in between your hands and allow it to expand. We offered a couple of psychic meditations in some of our previous podcasts. We'll put a link in the show notes to the one I'm referring to. And what you do is it works you through these zones or these areas of awareness to help expand. And you can do this with your hands on your chakras as well to help feel the energy expand and open up. It's a very beautiful way to work with your own third eye opening.
And I've entrained myself to feel and be able to recall every chakra opening, every frequency that I'm working with, so that I become comfortable day to day, moment to moment, and using these abilities. And realize, as we always share, the fact that these abilities are so natural, they're supernatural. And when you can become comfortable, when you can function in day-to-day living without thinking you're a little bit crazy, one, good, question everything. Two is the ability to receive that information but have accuracy to it. I always say you could receive all you want, but if it's not accurate, whatever. And it's finding your own unique integration, your own unique way of working with these abilities, how to facilitate and orchestrate your chakras, and the ability, as I always say, I'm very lazy. So I will entrain each and every chakra that's open, each and every frequency, each and every experience, so that I can recall it in a moment. That way I'm not having to spend 30 minutes a day to activate. I'm already on. And all I needed to do was entrain how it feels to be on. And that ability to work with these abilities of reading energy, of feeling vibrational patterns of information, is crucial when you can be comfortable enough to work with this ability and share the insight with other people. Because in the beginning, it takes guts to go, you better be accurate with something there. Otherwise, you're just throwing out vibrational words. And anyone can talk, but who can communicate? And when we begin to work with our own chakras in whatever way is comfortable, the more that we'll be able to harmonize and work with it on autopilot. That way I don't feel like I have to stop and do things to connect. I'm already on that frequency. So now I've gone multidimensional, meaning day-to-day living and the ability to read the energies of people, circumstances, and experiences in life that give me the ability to understand more of possibly where people are at, what they're going through, and how they see things.
And both Jamie and I use Hertz frequency meditations, which is sound vibration, sound healing, to help activate and open up when we are in meditation. So that's something we do all the time. We actually go on YouTube a lot. We find a Hertz frequency that we're resonating with, or we want to incorporate, or have help to open up our energy fields, or just vibe with. And then we'll pop that on and do a meditation. Sometimes we, work with our own meditations. We have a whole series of meditations in our mystery school. We put one out every month. We use those as well for different certain effects. So when we are working with opening the third eye, we can talk to a sound healer like Carla or Kirsten and say, okay, what is the best vibration of sound to help me open up these upper chakras and connect? And they'll be able to guide you. That's what these amazing healers of the world can do, when they can guide us, when they can help us open up when we feel stuck, and then help guide us. And it's very interesting. I'm looking at Carly's email again, and she holds two identical crystals, and she uses a certain one on their forehead. So she's creating a triangle effect. And this energy, the Trinity, is one of the most potent healing combinations ever in my world. And I was introduced to this a long time ago by my mentor when we were studying energy healing together, which we did for the whole time. We studied all these things. But what he said was the Trinity. When you can work with 3 people in a group or 3 different types of vibrations, it pulls in a natural healing vibration. And, curiously enough, the building blocks of nature all form triangles in their molecular structures as well. So that it does tune you into a natural feel. Now that also brings us into the Trinity. The Trinity is the energy of creativity. And remember, I told you all, we're artists here. We're all healing and creating something different with our energy fields all the time. And it's the artistry of that. It's the creative process of allowing energy to flow. And that also generates more of the healing. So I really found that actually really curious that she's using 3 specific crystals, and then she's also using a crystal pyramid and also some tuning forks. But those 3 crystals are creating a triangle effect. And where and how is that partly how it's directing the energy? Why not? Right? Why not? It's all connected. So I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm so happy for Carla. I'm so happy that she's found and created this gift and an expression for it. And I also feel like, Carla, this is just the beginning of you opening up this gift. Just wait, because you're working with 1 or 2 chakras now. Wait till you're working with the whole system, and that you really have, I think that you are in the midst of creating your own healing process right now that you will be able to share with a lot of people. And then maybe down the road, if you choose to, teach others to do the same. So I'm all in your corner. I'm so excited for you, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And the ability to use any tools and techniques that work for you. You will find uniquely each person is unique. They're different. There's as many worlds as there are perceivers. Nobody sees the same, yet each just as real and just as valid. But notice what Carla's also doing. She's integrating the multiple crystals on frequencies. I believe that computers and TVs and other things kind of use those crystals. It's an amplifier and facilitator. For myself, once I was on that vibe, I entrained and I saw in my MindSight that crystal, that frequency modulation of information. And the more that for myself, I'm comfortable and working my day-to-day, and I'm always on, there is no shutting it off, you just turn the volume down, the more I was able to connect and interact with people in a very comfortable way. Because, as this reality is here, we're like, yeah, it's a beautiful day. And on the inside, we're like, here we go. It's the ability to balance those realities, those inner and outer dimensions of experience.
You want to talk about your big eye?
Yeah, the big eyeball.
Or your JC experience, or both?
Yeah, so, it's all energy and it's all vibrations and frequencies and all that good stuff. There was a time many, many years ago where JC, Jesus, was connected before me, and my energy raised up to go, oh my God, this is amazing. And then, bip, he stopped it. I'm like, why'd you stop it? What's going on? He said, well, at the moment, this is as high as your vibrational pattern can hold the energy. Anything else, your heart would stop and your body would drop. So it became the alignment of energy of what I could hold uniquely for me, that in this case, JC knew exactly the vibrational pattern of energy that wouldn't take me over the edge, but would give me the opportunity to begin that inner space astronaut journey of discovering who I truly am, which is everything.
Beautiful. And I think that's so important. Remember, our guides and even healers on this planet, they can only take us so far of expanding energy. But it's what we can contain within the body. And again, that can expand and that can grow.
And have fun with your abilities. Again, it can be a great experience. And for myself, not only do I help others, I help myself.
So I'm actually really curious of how many of our listeners are going to grab a couple of crystals and put them in their hands and put one on their forehead and see what happens. I mean, honestly, and just do it in love for the best of all concerned. Just make sure that it feels in alignment with you, in alignment with your higher self and your spirit team. And, always set up your safety rules and regs before practicing anything with your psychic evolution. That's always rule number 1. And then have fun with it. And then let us know how this goes, because we're just so jazzed. We're so jazzed when we hear these success stories of people developing a gift or finding a gift or awakening to their gifts and then being able to help other people on this planet. I cannot express to you how much the world needs each of us to step into that vibrational field of healing, of consciousness, of expansion, of our spiritual gifts. The world needs each and every one of us to step into that and to be willing to talk about it and share with each other and help each other heal. Because right now we are going through a massive healing, a massive cleansing in our society. And this is generally needed across the board. If we could all open up, if we could all feel the vibration of love, if we could all expand to a consciousness where we are aware of who we are and we can share with each other openly, brilliantly, beautifully. So we need you guys in your psychic evolution, to keep growing and expanding. And thank you so much. Share your success stories with us. We'd love to share them with our listeners, because I know when I was growing, if I had heard these success stories, because we didn't even have internet back then, if I heard these success stories, I would be way more lenient with myself and less hard on myself and go, whoa, if other people can do this too, so it's okay. I can do this. I can grow. I can expand. And we need to always encourage each other to expand into our greatness and into those gifts that are just waiting for us to seize and to use and to share.
And the ability to give yourself the opportunity to do the best that you can. A lot of us will hold that higher vibe and then we never seem to attain. It's like, take it a step at a time. Built for me, built that energy of solid trust and safety and harmony. And, the accuracy, the ability to read those energy vibrations that will give me the comfort of interaction with others and my life experience. And when people can know it's okay to be able to give yourself a little bit more love, a little bit more attention, they start to realize that it's no longer narcissism, but self-realization, for we cannot give what we do not have. And most of us are running empty. And when we can have whatever tools and techniques, meditations, realizations, crystals, any of those, it becomes a harmonizer. It becomes an activator for us, that our natural abilities that are always on can be amplified with more comfort and receptivity.
And don't worry if you don't feel all open, because sometimes that's exactly where you need to be, because you're handling a certain vibration of consciousness that is the best for you right here, right now. I do think that the more that you work with your chakra system and the more that you expand in life and the more you have experiences, you will feel these openings happen all the time. And you'll grow into the I am presence that you are. There's infinite growth. There's infinite wisdom. There's infinite opening here. And we can be extremely open and extremely conscious, and yet another veil will be ripped off and will be even more open and more consciousness. And they'll flood in more. And this keeps happening. In my spiritual evolution and psychic evolution, that has been tried and true. Just when you think, I got it all, there's more. And then the more, and then more. And then I don't know anything. I know nothing at this point. I could be all open knowing nothing. And I feel like that is actually more honest than thinking that I knew anything to begin with, because of the vastness of consciousness.
And being able to read those energies, to unify the consciousness of this planet with each person that you make that connection, can have the ripple effect. And the more that we harmonize that energy, that we're all, as we're comfortable, on that same channel, we realize that these channels are always playing. It's, are you tuning in? And how comfortable and in what way would you like to turn and tune into?
Okay, we got about 30 minutes.
I think that's decent.
I do too. I don't think we need to.
So the ability to work with your own abilities, your own psychic gifts in whatever way feels comfortable for you, will allow you to open up to these abilities more comfortably, less fearfully, more receptively. And for myself, I need as much comfort, and not only do I need, but I want as much comfort in working with these abilities, so that I realize that everyone can do it. I've just been working on my natural abilities for my whole life. And being able to understand the best that I can each moment as a growth-seeking being, like Mag is sharing, is giving myself permission to do the best I can with what I'm aware of, with where I'm at in my spiritual evolution as an eternal soul print of consciousness. And when we can give ourselves permission to do the best we can, because we always want to do better, we're always going to be growth-seeking beings, but when people can know it's okay to give yourself permission to do the best you can with where you're at and build from there, it becomes a lot more solid and effective, because it's less fear and trepidation and more empowerment and realization.
So everyone, brush off that third eye opening. We are ready. So a couple announcements. Since this is our last episode of season 6, we are going to be back on February 15th of 2023 with the opening of season 7. We're just going to take 4 weeks off. We'll release some mini episodes for you so you have something on your feed to tune into that can help elevate your consciousness and have fun with your psychic evolution. Also, we have in our Psychic Evolution Mystery School, we're going to be running an astrology class, which is going to be on Zoom. It'll be live with me teaching on Zoom for 6 weeks. There'll be information on our website, psychicevolution.net. We'll put a link in the show notes. This is free to all Mystery School members. Now, if you just want to learn astrology, you can purchase just the class as well if you want to attend live. And then the replay we can make into also another course that you can purchase if you don't want to do the whole Mystery School, but you want to learn astrology. But I just want to make sure you know that that will be a 6-week course on Wednesday evenings, and all the details will be on our website for that. And just so you know, we have added a few more classes recently on the Psychic Evolution Mystery School, including one on dream interpretation basics. So that was a fun class. And every 2 months, we do Q&As with our Mystery School students. So if you are thinking about joining, this is a great time to join if you have an interest in learning. And again, most importantly, have fun with your psychic evolution. And for our monthly training sessions, we are still doing them the second Monday of every month. That's another membership. It's included if you're in the Mystery School, or if you just want to do the monthly training, you can do that as well. Second Monday of every month, we meet 6 p.m. Arizona time, which changes in parts of the year. So that's also available. And we are still doing that during the podcast break as well in February. So, and until
we meet again, have fun with your psychic evolution.
And if you have topics that you would love to hear about, feel free to email us a question. We also have a little voice recorder in the bottom of our website where you can record your voice if you want it heard on our podcast. So, and again, have fun with your psychic evolution.
And these abilities are so natural, they're supernatural.
We are so grateful that you have taken the time to spend with us on our podcast today. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
And remember, these abilities are so natural, they're supernatural.
And if you want to have more fun with your psychic evolution, we do have a mystery school. Check it out. There'll be a link in your show notes, and you can join us and indulge in all our classes and become a part of the Psychic Evolution Inner Eye family. And if you feel like this podcast can help someone, please share it with a friend if you feel like it could help them grow and expand in their psychic evolution.
Until next time, have fun with your psychic evolution.